Hello, Science Daffodils. A very good day to all of you. And this class is for the plus two students, all of you. Take up your textbooks, and I hope you must have read the first part of the lesson, first unit. And today in our lesson, we are going to see the supplementary portion, the first one, and it's going to be a nice narration, a story under the title God Sees the Truth but Waits. The title is God Sees the Truth but Waits. It's written by Leo Tolstoy. And the story is about faith, forgiveness, and freedom. So the outline comes as a young merchant, Akshanav. He was sent to prison for a crime he didn't commit. So that is the theme of the story. And about Leo, the author, we have got lot of messages. We have given tips in the book also. Read it through. But for your information, I would like to say that he was a Russian writer regarded as one of the greatest authors of all time, a great writer. And we understand that he had a close relationship with Mahatma because they both of them had in many ways agreed to with each other's principles. And so he was so much impressed with the beliefs and the faith, particularly of non-violence and such things of Mahatma Gandhi. And he was impressed with these beliefs. And so both of them agreed in several ways. And from such a great writer, we are given a nice lesson, that is, God sees the truth but waits. So usually when it comes to the supplementary portion or the non-detailed lessons, we usually write or learn the stories so that you can narrate it in any way beautifully, and whichever question thus by asked will be easily answered. So I too thought that in a story narrative form we will have this lesson learnt. So you all, if you pay your attention and get to know the concept, the theme, and the substance of the lesson. So here our main character is Ivan Demrich Akshanav. He lived in Vladimir in Russia. He was actually a guy, joyful guy, going freely, enjoying his life. And after his marriage, he became so good. Like, he became responsible, and he stopped, gave up drinking, and he took to his family, and he took care of his family so well. He was loved and liked by many people. And this became after his marriage, and he was, like a good guy, being a young businessman, doing some kind of work, and great merchant. And see, we was having a wonderful time together with his family and with this business. And one day, Akshanav's wife, she had a dream. And in her dream, she saw that he came back one day full in white, bearded, and after many years, like, he came back to her like. So she considered it as ill omen and warned him. See, I had a dream this way, and I'm afraid. So please be careful, and don't be on your business for some time. And Akshanov said, being a joyful and carefree person, he disregarded his wife's dream, and he said, okay, nothing will happen. So likewise, you just don't worry. He comforted her, and he began his journey. He began with his business affairs. So he took to a mission, like, to a place. And as he was going on a business matter, he had to spend a night in a room, maybe in a lodge like. So while he was staying there, another particular merchant also was there, and that merchant was murdered. And they felt that um, it could be the murderer could be Akshinav. The police came and they searched all over, and they thought that Akshinav was the real murderer. So, because they found a blood-stained knife in his bag, but as we learned the story, we are told it was not so. But the police thus arrested him, took him to his house, and they inquired his wife. And after so much of inquiry, Akshinav also pleaded that he was innocent, he was not the culprit, and he should be freed. But they never listened to him. So they sentenced him and sent him to Siberia, a place, to a prison. So there in the prison, he had to spend around 26 years. So he would have felt so bad, because he never committed the error, and he was such a nice person. By chance, that blood-stained knife was put in his bag, and he never knew who it was and how it came. So with all this, he had to spend many years in the prison. And in the prison, also, he, with his good and fine character, he was respected by all the prisoners. And he was one of the liked by person in the prison. And even the prison officers, they regarded him, they loved him so much. And one particular day, one of the prisoners by name Makar Semyonik, he was brought to the same jail where our Akshana was. So these two had to converse with each other, they had to talk to each other, so they were being likewise in the jail. And after a few days, Akshana overheard a conversation which Makar was talking, and it was so convincing, and Akshana was very confident that it was Makar who was the actual murderer. And for his crime, for his act, this innocent Akshana was blamed and put to the jail. So he knew that, but he did not tell anything to him. See, that's his character changed. So he didn't speak to him about anything of such things. And after a few days, as they were all in jail, Akshana found a tunnel. A tunnel was dug. So, tunnel in the jail, in the way to escape. So Akshana knew that that tunnel was dug by Makar. See, and he knew now two things. He was the murderer, and he was the one who dug the tunnel also to escape. But he didn't tell anyone also. He didn't tell Makar also about these two things. He just kept quiet. So sweet character this Akshana developed even after having to be blamed. And this is how he has changed himself. This is how he has developed his character. And this Makar, Makar, he saw now the nature of Akshana, and he felt this guy is really a nice guy. See, he knew the tunnel made by me, and he also must be knowing that it was I who murdered. It was I who was the murderer, and I supposed to be blamed. I supposed to be put into jail. But the crime that I did, he is now suffering in the jail. So he wanted to come to Akshana, and he wished to confess that. Okay. So he came also. He came and said that it was me who did that act, and it was I who hid that blood-stained knife in your bag. So all these things he narrated. But we find that in the story narrated by Leo, wonderfully, Akshana kept quiet. He did not react in any other way. See, so usually people have the tendency on finding the culprit for whose sake he had suffered. In the sense we reacted differently, in anger and trying to take revenge and all. But this Akshana, he never ventured into such things. He just kept quiet. And then Makar had that feeling in his mind. He was guilty, He felt that he had betrayed a kind of innocent person, and innocent person has suffered for many years. Thus, he thought he should mend his ways. So he informed the authorities, the prison authorities, and they needed now. So when one person confesses, commits himself, so there are some procedures. So the police authorities, they tried, they came, and they sought how the things were, and they were setting to the procedures of releasing Akshanov. And while this was going on one side, Akshanov, don't know, by grief or something, but after 26 years, that too, after having spent 26 years in the prison, he looked quite aged, he looked deserted, he felt sad, and all these things. He died there before he received the order that he was set free. So this is a sad state. He died in the prison itself. He did not want to be released. He did not want to be sent to home, and he didn't want to go begin a second stage of his life. Don't know, however it is. But he felt that he could not, and we do not know whatever Akshanov felt. But however, we feel that he died right there in the prison itself. Thus, an innocent guy, he gives his life itself for a crime that he had not committed. So this particular story ends with a wonderful moral that God finally, he sees the truth. It has taken 26 years in order to find the real criminal, a real murderer. And God never waits for someone to do something, he himself does. In this Akshanov's case, actually, Magar, he volunteered himself to confess, but still it was God who instilled in him the mind to expose his crime and to tell the authorities and tell Akshanov also, so that Akshanov could die in peace. So maybe while at his death, Akshanov felt a kind of peace that he was an innocent person, that he had not committed any kind of error. So this is how the story ends. I hope you children could get a bit of the story and give a thorough silent reading and a loud reading. Once you read silently, and then as a story, how you would narrate. Likewise, narrate it to your mother, or if you have your sister or brother, narrate it to your brothers and sisters in a story form, and understand the details. I have given you in a nutshell. Understand in detail the story of God Sees the Truth But Waits, written by Leo Tolstoy. Okay. So next, I think we have completed the first unit. You need to write a test now. So what I would suggest to you, pick up that lesson 1 and poetry 1 and this supplementary also, first one, this one, God Sees, and all this put together. Make your own question paper. See in the back of your lesson the exercises. Set your questions according to the pattern you have written in the 11th standard. So after having set it, you see that you hand over the textbooks and all your materials, learning things, to your parents, and you write a test. So that will be considered as a midterm test. You will be ready for your midterm. Maybe in the next class I will ask you whether you have completed the first midterm test or not, and then we can be waiting for the first term examinations. Once I complete the second lesson, second unit, I will be back with you in a very short time. So until then, keep learning, keep writing the test, and get yourself ready for the board examinations. Okay, wish you all the best. God bless you.